Boston Bobby. Bobby, here we go.
My
It's
brother
this time
Neil.
of year. This is the time. Health is an important thing. And we talked a little bit of this on the last podcast. Health is a huge thing for you, isn't it, Bobby? With with all the different things that you do, and you have to have the right products in place.
Yeah, absolutely, Neil. I'm 67 and I do yoga and fit and all kinds of things, and I'm pretty limber. And I had one bout with cancer, and that thank God that got taken care of. And I barely ever, I'm on no medication, and I attribute a lot of that to not just trying to eat right, but I'm not a perfect eater, but I do believe, besides early detection and preventative medicine, into supplementation. And we've been lucky that me and you have partnered with a couple of companies that I think have cutting edge products. I'll just name just a couple of them. We could go on and on with them, but we have a balanced oil, the omega-3, that they do before and after testing on your actual blood. It's phenomenal. The other company I'm working on, if you want me to name names or not, but
You
should
can
I?
do whatever you want to do.
Oh
Go.
yeah, okay. So that one's Enzino with the oil. Avini, I think they're outrageous wellness products. Cell Defender, taking all the heavy metals out, the parasites out, and everything else to support your body. And then we have a Life Wave, which of course is the whole patch technology, and of course their number one product is the stem cell patch, which activates your stem cells, and stem cells one of the main things we need. So I do a combination of products. I think you do too, and to me, that's the way to do it, guys. Of course, multivitamins and your standard things, but we've got some cutting edge products. So again, whether you're looking just to be healthy, live longer, or you want to add an income stream to that, it all ties into the companies we're working with.
No doubt. And the thing is, they each do something a little bit differently to optimize your health. It makes you really feel good, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, sometimes you don't, it's not like an energy product. You feel it right away. But, I can just tell again, sometimes I see people and they have 50s, 60s, and they have all kinds of things going on with them. I got to be blessed that at this age to be completely healthy. And I have to attribute it to the research and things I've looked at with the balanced oil and the Avini products, and taking heavy metals out and parasites out of your body. And it sounds a little, out there. Well, I just take a multivitamin. Well, I'm sorry, guys. If you really want to hit your health take it to another level, you have to do anti-inflammatory things and things that just support your body in bigger ways than just a multivitamin.
Yeah. So let's talk about specifically enough just your bout with cancer and how that kind of changed your way you would live your health after that.
Well, it's funny. I never get colds. I was never sick in my life. Again, and this is like 8 years ago, so just about 59 years old. I got a little breathing thing. I checked it out. They scoped it and they found a tumor. It was a sinus cancer, and they took it out. I resisted the chemo and radiation. I went to Mexico, did a lot of natural things that might have helped my immune. But then I did end up getting a little back, and it came back again. So I did finally do chemo radiation. So I'm not against Western medicine, but I believe you got to tie in Eastern, Western, and of course that includes a lot of supplements, because they used to say in the industry, if you want to about supplementation and what do you need, you're better off talking to your plumber than you are your doctor, because unfortunately they get like a couple hours of nutrition. They don't know anything about it. They know drugs, and they know, I'm not knocking medical professions, but there's another whole world out there with holistic health.
So you talked about the situation as you went to, you didn't go through chemo. So what did you do? How did
I
that
ended up
happen?
doing it at the second bout. I did chemo, radiation. That's why I don't knock it. At first, I didn't want to do anything, go near it, but it probably saved my life, because I had a very aggressive sinus cancer called snuck. And the only thing I can contribute that to, I worked 30, 25 years at Thomas's English Muffins, and it was, we made bread and muffins. So there was a lot of particles, they said, in the air, and I never wore the stupid mask. Most of us didn't, but a few people did, because and I was there 25 years. So I probably took in a lot of, small particles, and maybe that caused the sinus cancer. They don't really know.
Yeah, and that could have been, no doubt. And that's something that happened. But what did you do health wise after having the cancer?
Well, besides after the treatment, prior to that, and even, I really ramped up the nutritional supplements. And, I was with the company, where I made my $4 million, great supplements there. And then when I started partnering with these other companies, we just added more and more of the type of things we're speaking about.
Okay. And then that's the game changer, right?
I think so. That and a positive attitude, and having Jesus on your side doesn't hurt, and that spirituality brought me through it, and I believe taking care of yourself.
And taking care of yourself, such a huge thing. Explain more deeper how you take care of yourself.
Well, eating. I'd say eating right. I'm not a fanatic. Try to eat right. Exercise, the standard eating, but you'd be surprised how many people don't do this. Eating right, exercise, stretching, especially my age, supplementation, early detection. I do. And by the way, anyone who doesn't do this in Florida, there's lifeimaging.com, free heart scan. They can look at every valve, tell you what are the biggest killers, heart disease. And then I go to a company called OncoSure. Because I'm on Medicare, they test your blood, they can see cancer years before it even starts to develop, and it's free. Okay, now if you're not on Medicare, okay, so you spend $600. They have $100 a month plan. I've actually signed up some of my friends or family members. I told them I'd pay for it. You guys get your cancer screen. So if you can get cancer screening and you can get your heart tested, that is early detection. The preventative then becomes the supplementation and the exercise, right? Prevent it. But if you do get something, you got to detect it early. So, and of course I do Wim Hof breathing. I believe you look at the sunlight for like at least 30 seconds a day, direct sunlight. It's not going to hurt your eyes, especially in the morning. And, some other kooky things I do, hot, what do you call it? Red.
Red light therapy?
No, the saunas with the I'm having a brain freeze, but the ultra.
We'll think about it. Okay.
We'll skip on it.
We'll skip on that.
Basically, when I take my yoga and fit classes, it's 100-degree rooms what we're working out in, and infrared. That's it. Infrared, not ultra-red. Infrared heat is wonderful. Some people have their own like saunas at their house. I just happen to go to the yoga joint where they have that. So combine all that and some other things I do, and I believe you should write out a regimen and stick to it.
Right. And the regimen and stick to it. And that's taking the products. And that means and that's where you're building this biohack opportunity for people and technology where you have the stack. And that's important, right? To have the stack, the health stack.
And look, guys, I mean, we spend money frivolously on dinners, and I think, it's not super expensive, but I believe you should spend $200 to $500 a month on your supplementation and your products and things, because they work. It's expensive urine. That's bull. These products, especially the companies that we've tied in with, are absolute cutting edge, science backed, and you're doing it, I'm doing it. And for the people that are watching, come on board, whether it's one company, two. Look, if you want to build out from a marketing standpoint, pick one company, but take some of the products from the other 2 or 3 companies we're working with. Amazing.
Right. Because all of them together, you're going to feel better. You're going to feel great. And people like to knock it, right? When you find things that are, that the drug companies don't want us to know about, the doctors don't want us to know about, because if we knew about those things, we wouldn't be spending the money on pharmaceuticals that some people do.
Exactly. And don't forget who trains the doctors. Pharmaceutical companies, they do all the research at the schools, they pay for it. So how do you think they're slanting everything? Again, I'm not going to go into this conspiracy theory, but trust me, they
It's
don't
there.
back
That
supplements as
that
much
that
as they
cons- that
should.
conspiracy theory is there. There's no doubt.
Conspiracy theories that always come true, right? So
Exactly.
we got a great plan here, Neil. We're just looking for the
All
right
right.
people to
Go to
partner with, and let's do it.
next4million.com. Pick your stack, sign up for all of them, and have the best health stack. Appreciate it,
Yeah.
Bobby. Thanks again.
Well, I just want to say one last thing. The best thing is, it's overwhelming just to go to. By the way, it's next 4 million, right?
Yeah.
Um,
I said next4million.com.
yeah, okay, I thought you said 4 million. And then right on there is my phone number. I like to have a conversation with everyone, talk about whether it just be the supplementation. I can put you on. We know because I made 4 million. We are tied in with the top people in each company that get us to the medical professions. So if someone wants to have a conversation with one of the people that know everything about the products, we can set that up and do that. Okay. So just call me, talk, and then we'll guide you to the right products and the right company.
All right. That was